When I had my first daughter 7 years ago, I was super excited about the joys of motherhood. I was a labor and delivery nurse, so I was very in touch with motherhood and delivery and teaching breastfeeding. So when I had my first daughter, that was one of the joys that I looked forward to the most, was the bonding from breastfeeding. And as soon as I had her from the start, there were issues, but I soon found out that it wasn't going to be that easy, and my daughter had a really hard time latching. Even though I saw several specialists, no matter what I did, she just would not latch. And I figured that it was me, it wasn't her. And then my second child, it was the opposite. He latched, but his latch was so painful that I had blisters. And so I immediately went back to how stressed out I was during trying to feed my first daughter, that I just gave up 2 days in, because I just couldn't go back to that place mentally. With him, he never latched either, or he latched, but it wasn't successful. And again, we saw lactation consultants, and I got expert advice, and that it just wasn't gonna work.
We come across situations like Jenn's all the time. The staff and I here at Dentistry for Children want to assure you that you are not the problem. Children from all walks of life are affected, and, like with Jenn's situation, it is a lot more common than one would think. Studies have shown that somewhere between 10 and 20% of babies have tissue restrictions that affect the baby's ability to nurse. Unfortunately, it oftentimes goes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. Our staff will keep you informed every step of the way, from your initial phone contact through paperwork all the way through completion of the procedure. We have videos and literature to help you understand the problem, the process, and other relevant techniques. Parents of newborns have enough stress. Once we've made the proper assessment, we'll take your precious child and guide them with the utmost care through the procedure, as if they were our own. The procedure is very quick, usually about 5 minutes or even less. Once we have completed the procedure, your child is returned to you, and you are encouraged to immediately bond with your child and begin breastfeeding. It is really that simple. Let's continue with Jenn's journey and see how this quick and easy procedure radically changed Jenn's motherhood experience.
After I had my third baby, I was so excited to hopefully be able to breastfeed. And he actually was latching okay the first few days, but still was giving me a lot of pain. And so the lactation consultant had come in and done an assessment, and she mentioned that he may have some sort of tongue tie. I'd heard of it before, but not in relation really to breastfeeding. So they gave me a list of names, and they recommended Dr. Offit. And so I said, okay, well, I'll look into that. And I called Dr. Offit's office that day, and they worked me in that day to come in and have an assessment done. And we went in, and it was a very, very warm and friendly environment. They did an assessment on him, and they found that he had both a tongue and a lip tie. And so he explained that, most likely the other two had tongue ties and lip ties as well, but it was never picked up on, and it was never diagnosed. And so my other two children would have been able to breastfeed had they've gotten the proper assessment and diagnosis. And for me, when that assessment was made and the diagnosis that for sure he had a tongue tie and a lip tie, that was just like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I finally had an answer to why my babies were not able to breastfeed. And so he said, this is a very quick procedure. It's not painful for the baby. I said, okay, let's do it. And so he went back for the procedure. It was really quick. Of course, me being a new mommy and having a 5-week-old baby, it hurt me more than it actually hurt him. But he came back, and right away, they have a nice little breastfeeding area. He latched on, and he was fixed. When we got home and I was finally able to latch him on me and have him get on and not have pain, it's just an amazing thing. It's like a miracle. It's like, oh my goodness, he's doing it. He's, I'm not broken. He's perfect. He can feed. It wasn't me. It was just a simple thing that needed to be corrected. And so it's been a completely different experience with my baby. Not that my other two didn't get loving and bonding, but this experience has been completely different. It's just awesome. So I just want to thank Dr. Offit and his staff for taking the time to assess him and get the proper diagnosis, so finally I could have answers and my baby could finally breastfeed.
If you or your baby are having any breastfeeding problems that could be related to tissue restrictions like lip tie or tongue tie, let's evaluate your baby. We're located between Austin and San Antonio and have used state-of-the-art CO2 laser technology to help hundreds of mothers and babies in Central and South Texas. We look forward to helping you.